people anymore. Given them everything.
You need to ask yourself, if you're preparing to fight, is, are you ready? Are you ready to train? Are you ready to feel pain, hurt? And are you ready to potentially die, lose your life, or be severely dismembered? Welcome to the BCD. My name is Coach D, or Damien. I wear a couple different hats. Today, the hat that I'm wearing and what I want to talk to you guys about is the hat of a fighter, a competitor, and an athlete. Last weekend, I made the walk again, and it didn't go in my favor, but I did want to share the experience with you all. For anyone who may be considering competing, fighting, and or just learning martial arts, I wanted to make a video about what it takes to make the walk, what it takes to be a fighter. A little preface for me, there's a couple team sports that I'm really good at, but my experience has always been, my own athletic ability, my individual skills against someone else's own athletic ability and their own individual skills. But ultimately, I guess the one hat that I can definitely speak to is at 27 years old. I've spent the last 15 years of my life being an individual athlete, one who, I train for me, I work to get better at the things that I can do, and I go compete with other people who do the same thing. Welcome to the BCD. This is what it takes to fight and what it takes to be an athlete. You have to prepare for it, then you have to plan for it, then you have to execute. The first thing to talk about when it comes to fighting, or I'll call this even like the precursor to fighting, before you even start, before you go to a gym, what you have to do is you have to ask yourself the type of person you are. So as a coach now, I definitely have a lot more appreciation for the levels of martial arts. Like I coach cardio, kickboxing, as well as coach people who, are martial artists or competitors, and there's different flows to it. So when you decide you want to fight, when you decide you want to learn a martial art, you have to ask yourself, what type of person are you, and are you the same type of person as the martial art that you're surrounding yourself with? There are different types of personalities and person you can be. So like, for instance, a Muay Thai gym, like if you sign up for a gym that does Muay Thai only and only trains competitors, you're going to want to be like a rougher type of person. That doesn't mean like mean, negative, or evil, but trying to find the best political way to say, these people, including myself, we are warriors. Like when I signed up to do Muay Thai, I signed up because I felt like I knew how to box, but I was missing how to defend and how to throw kicks. So in my mind, I'm a warrior, but I can't consider myself a warrior until I learn everything. And even Muay Thai has grappling aspects. Just to tell you, in terms of most people who sign up for Muay Thai, from top to bottom, these are very serious practitioners of martial arts, and more likely than not, they will compete if they can. Like I've met maybe one person in the last 7 years who competed for the fun of it, for the love of it, or who trained for the fun of it and love of it. Like he just wanted to be in the room, but had no intentions of competing. Pretty much everyone else I've met, whether it's a lady or a guy, if you were to offer them a fight, they will do it. And it could be, again, it's our culture. So like we're not only learning skills, but in Muay Thai, you're more often than not going to have to spar. Not, like we're making you, but about 6 months into your journey, sparring is going to go on in the room. And if you've thrown some punches, you've thrown some kicks, you're going to want to get in there. And I think the good sign of a Muay Thai practitioner, again, whether you're a guy or a lady, when someone hits you, you're going to want to return that. It's very similar to like a boxing gym. If you join, I'm from Philly originally, and I live in Baltimore now. So like, if you walk into a boxing gym in Philly or Baltimore, same type of vibe as a Muay Thai gym. It's like, yo, what you trying to scrap? They're gonna throw you some gloves, make sure you can properly defend yourself. But then at that point, it's just all scrapping, whatever scrapping might be. I might have said earlier that there is levels to it though. So again, you may have to try out a few gyms just to make sure you are at the appropriate level and with the appropriate crowd. Because no, you don't want brain damage, and like for Muay Thai, you don't want, like, for me, I think kicking someone's like knee or elbow, like sometimes people literally, you go to kick someone that's inexperienced and he'll like elbow chop your foot. That is not something you should ever do to someone you care about, or but again, it's all about the vibe, and like, usually the coach is setting the standards. Like, as a coach, if I saw one of my students elbow another student's foot, I'd be like, yeah, that's not a defense. That's just not one we're going to practice in the room. Like, you can, try to fit it in if you really like to, but never are we going to do that because it's so mobilizing. Another thing to think about when it comes to who you are, and whether you can even fight or begin to train a fight, or, go to make that leap to join a gym, is what type of person are you on the inside? So, this is one that, again, you can only really answer. Like, you can ask people come up to me all the time, like, am I ready to fight, this, that, the third? But the most classic quote in the world is,
everybody's got a plan till he gets hit in the face.
100%. Because people now, especially now, no one's going to fight. People like talking now. They get on the stage, they get on YouTube, and they start talking.
Yeah.
And that's why some people are not made for handling criticism. They just...
And the reason that that's a classic quote is because it's 100% true. Like, some of us, and I can speak for myself, like, if you hit me, I just get mad. What? You just hit me? Like, I'm going to hit you back. Some people, you get hit and you kind of cower, so I don't want any more of this. Some people are somewhere in the middle of that. So, if you want to join this lifestyle, you have to be someone who you get your licks back. You cannot be someone who is passive and will let them come. Even like for me, if I know I'm in a real altercation, I'm in a real altercation. We could, I'm gonna match your energy wherever we're at. But mentally, I can admit, the older I get, the more calm I am. So the more, like, whether it's sparring or in a fight, you hit me, I don't get like mad. I'm not like, let's do it. Somebody gotta die today. So again, that is a huge part of it that I'm working on myself. Like, as a kid, naturally, definitely, I'm fighting. Fight or flight, I'm fighting. But the older you get, the more it's like, well, let bygones be bygones type of thing. So I promised myself I would have a career from 28 to 35, but that would be like the main thing for me that is a hindrance. The older I get, the less it's like, oh, I just fought someone who's 20. Respectfully, it's like, oh, that's, it's a kid I'm fighting in there. Like, if I met you out in the world, I wouldn't look at a 20-year-old person like an enemy, pretty much in any situation, unless, you put out a weapon or something like that. So, rambling, but the gist is, you have to be built for this. You have to internally be a warrior, if I could put it in one sentence. I 100% can tell you that I'm a warrior. Like, I've been through things inside and outside of the ring that require a certain level of grit and heart. Even if you've never been through that, that is a requirement to it. So, if you've never been through anything tough in your life, that's not an issue, but you will go through something tough, something that tries you, and whether you rise up to the challenge or fail to rise to the challenge is a huge, huge part of martial arts in general, especially competing, especially, fighting. They have exhibitions, they have amateur fights and pro level fights. An exhibition, you might be able to get away with a little passiveness. With the moment you get your first sanctioned amateur fight, that guy is going to be trying to hurt you. Again, not with malicious intent, but he won't try to hurt you, and you going to have to try to hurt him. That's just how this game works. So, find out who you are. Find the right environment for you. And ask yourself who you are, not only on the outside, so not only who you are with other people, but who you are internally. The fight or flight reflex is a good point of reference for me. Are you someone who fights back, or are you someone who flies in the face of conflict? If you can answer these questions positively in terms of martial arts, then make that first step. Go do your first free trial, go sign your first contract, and get started with the process. The first thing you need to ask yourself if you're preparing to fight is, are you ready? Are you ready to train? Are you ready to feel pain, hurt? And
So I want you guys
all
to try.
men can do many great things. However, everyone is not all men. We get stronger every day.